I'm Tom from twitch.tv/TominationTime. Normally we do diet and fitness streaming with some gaming, but today we're going to talk about something very much near and dear to my heart, ergonomics. I am COE certified for ergonomics and we'll be talking about how to set up the new LogitechG and Herman Miller Embody to fit perfectly for your body. I wanted to do a detailed Goldilocks setup video where we show you what's too high, what's too low, and what's just right. This Embody chair was provided for free by LogitechG and Herman Miller, and even though we'll be talking about the Embody, a lot of these principles will apply to really any ergonomic chair. This video will focus on gamers, programmers, and all-day desk workers. In particular, we will try to get you feeling supported while upright instead of reclined back. The assumption is you'll be playing an intense game or you'll be really focused on a task. Either way, let's get you into a good ergonomic position so that you have good posture while you're very focused. Let's set the chair up from the same start position and then we'll individually adjust it from there. Set the armrests all the way down. Put the chair height at the bottom position. Reset the seat depth all the way back. Basically, you lift your knees up off the chair and then pull the two side handles up and then back. Get your butt all the way back so that you're not perching. Perching is when your butt is not all the way back and is not taking advantage of the back support of the chair. Now let's set the chair height. Raise the chair such that your elbows are at the table height. You want your forearms to be parallel to the table. While your feet are flat on the floor, you should have a 90-degree angle with your thighs and calves. Slightly larger than 90 is okay too, but optimally aim for 90 degrees. If you're particularly short, such as 5'3" or shorter, you might benefit from a footrest. Taller people generally do not need footrests. If you cannot get your forearms parallel to the table and your feet flat on the floor, even with a footrest, then you can start considering accessories to set things right, such as a keyboard tray or maybe a seat cushion or modifying your desk somehow, like a sit-stand desk for example. I should say that the majority of people will not need any of these modifications. Most people will be able to get their forearms parallel to the table and their feet flat on the floor. Now let's set the seat depth. Pull the seat out just enough to leave a few finger gap between the chair and the back of your knee. You do not want the chair to be pressing up against the back of your knees. Next, we will set the armrest height. The armrests should be just high enough to barely support your elbows. You don't want to be leaning into them, and you don't want to be shrugging up your traps and shoulders. Next is the armrest width. Bring the armrests in such that you have your elbows resting comfortably at your sides and in line with your shoulders. You don't want to be abducting or raising your elbows up too far away from the body. A lot of gamers tend to have their elbows really wide or elevated from their body, and this posture can lead to a lot of problems down the line for your arms or shoulders and traps. And a bonus tip, if you find yourself using a lot of force when trying to move the armrests, try pulling them up slightly while shifting them side to side. Let's get into some detailed specifics about the Backfit Adjustment and the Tilt Tension Adjustments. These are going to take some time to find the perfect spot for you. For the Backfit Adjustment, start it at the maximum tension for maximum support, and then slowly start dialing it back until it feels comfortable. For me personally, I keep it at the maximum tension because I really like that feeling of being supported. And if you're very engaged in your games or tasks, you'll probably want to keep it at a higher tension anyway for more support. I want to point out that finding the right back fit adjustment for you is very complex and even evolving over time. What I mean is, how you might feel in month 1 with the back fit adjustment might be different in month 2 with this chair, or even year 2 and so forth. Because let's say you're starting off with a crappy chair and you have really bad posture, your back will start adjusting over time as your posture changes. So this can be a little bit of a moving target. So don't be afraid to come back and play with the back fit adjustment over time. I have a few tips and pointers for finding the right back fit adjustment for you. So first off, you should feel relaxed and supported. That is, you shouldn't feel like you're straining your core all day to try to stay upright. You should also avoid any sharp pain. A little soreness or dull ache in your lower back is not the end of the world, but do pay attention to if that discomfort is trending better or trending worse over time. You don't want to be trending worse over time. So for example, let's just say you were slouching a lot with a rounded back in your previous chair. You might have a constant dull ache there in your lower back. And so jumping straight into a steep lumbar support might be painful. So for the back fit adjustment, you may want to gradually stiffen it over time in that particular example. Now let's talk about the tilt limiter and tilt tension adjustment. Generally, there's 2 common ways to use these features, and I'm going to start with my favorite way to do this, which is while you're sitting upright, lock the tilt so that you're maximally supported, and then unlock the tilt for the occasional reclining. For the tilt tension, don't make it so loose that it feels like you're falling backwards when you recline. Also, don't make it too tight that you have to use a lot of force to recline back. You want to find the right spot, the sweet spot, where you feel supported and relaxed when you recline. Now let's talk about the other style of always leaving the tilt unlocked or set to some specific tilt limit. Be careful to not fall into the trap of always reclining or always slouching. You must make the tilt tension stiff enough to feel supported. If you need a lot of concentration for an intense task or intense gaming, then this is probably not the way to go because you won't feel as supported. If you find yourself wanting to occasionally get more engaged, you can temporarily drop the armrests all the way down and then scoot closer. Just keep in mind that if you have no elbow support, you might get tight traps or shoulders after a while. Also, be aware of sharp contact stress on your forearms with table corners. If you still feel like you need to lean in too much, consider bringing the monitors in a little bit closer. The general advice here is the monitors should be about arm's length away, but it really depends on each person, their setup, and their preferences, and so forth. For monitor height, your eyes should line up somewhere in the upper or top 1/3 of the screen. And if needed, use a monitor arm or just some stacks of paper to raise the monitor up. And another tip is just remember that you cannot hold perfect posture all day. It's okay to take breaks and have some bad posture for just a few minutes. Take advantage of the narrow back of the Embody. Narrow backs are actually excellent for getting your elbows back, opening up that chest, retracting your shoulder blades, and chairs with narrow backs are very helpful to reset and avoid that gamer posture. I hope you enjoyed this chair setup video for the LogitechG and Herman Miller Embody. I really like it when chair companies are focusing on gamers and promoting chair quality over the typical cheap, crappy gamer chairs. And as someone who used to suffer from crippling back problems, quality chairs is very much near and dear to my heart. So come by and check out our streaming channel on Twitch. We do diet and fitness streaming to help people to get started, to get back into shape. We also do some gaming with my wife, Helen, and we also do ergonomic reviews. I am COEE certified for ergonomics, and if you want me to evaluate your setup, then just come by the Twitch channel chat and type !ergo and follow the instructions there. So, hope to see you all in the stream. If you like the content, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Also, follow us on Twitch and leave the notifications on. Feed your brain, feed your body, and see you next time.